You know, as we get a little older, it's not uncommon to walk into a room and forget why we went in there. Or maybe you've misplaced your keys more times than you'd like to admit. We laugh it off and say, oh, it's just one of those senior moments. But what if I told you that some of the medications you're taking could actually be making those memory lapses worse? That's right. Certain prescriptions, even ones your doctor may have recommended, can have a surprising effect on your brain. And the scary part? Many people don't even realize it's happening until the fog sets in. Now, I'm not here to scare you, far from it. My goal is to empower you with knowledge so you can have better conversations with your doctor and make informed choices about your health. Because your memory is precious and you deserve to keep it sharp for years to come. So today we're going to talk about 5 common medications that could be harming your memory and what you can do about it. Some of these might surprise you, but I promise, by the end of this, you'll feel more confident asking the right questions at your next doctor's visit. Now let's start with the first one, a type of medication that millions of people take every single day. 1. Benzodiazepines, sleep aids and anti-anxiety meds. You've probably heard of medications like Valium, Xanax, or Ativan. They're often prescribed for anxiety, insomnia, or even muscle relaxation. And in the short term, they can be helpful, maybe even life-changing for some people. But here's the problem. These drugs were never meant to be taken long-term. Studies have shown that prolonged use of benzodiazepines can actually shrink parts of your brain responsible for memory. That's right. Something meant to calm your nerves could be quietly erasing your ability to remember. And for older adults, the risk is even higher because our bodies process medications more slowly than they used to. Now, if you've been taking one of these for years, don't panic. The key is to talk to your doctor about safer alternatives or a gradual tapering plan. Because the good news? Many people find that with the right support, they can manage anxiety or sleep issues in healthier ways without sacrificing their memory. 2. Anticholinergic drugs, allergy meds, bladder control, and more. This next category is a big one, and it includes medications you might not even think twice about. Ever taken Benadryl for allergies? Or maybe a pill for overactive bladder? These fall under a group called anticholinergics. And while they're effective for certain conditions, they also block a key brain chemical called acetylcholine. Why does that matter? Because acetylcholine is essential for memory and learning. When it's suppressed, your brain literally struggles to form new memories. In fact, research has linked long-term use of these drugs to a higher risk of dementia. Now, I'm not saying you should stop taking your prescribed medications cold turkey. That could be dangerous. But if you're on something like Ditropan for bladder control, or even an older antidepressant with anticholinergic effects, it's worth having a conversation with your doctor. There are often newer, safer alternatives that don't come with the same risks. You might be thinking, wow, I had no idea these medications could affect my memory like this. And that's exactly why we're having this conversation. Because knowledge is power. And when you know better, you can do better. Now let's talk about another surprising medication that could be impacting your brain, one that's found in many medicine cabinets across the country. Now, before we go any further, I want to make one thing clear. I'm not suggesting you stop taking any prescribed medication without talking to your doctor first. Some of these drugs are absolutely necessary for certain health conditions, and suddenly quitting them could do more harm than good. But what you can do is become more informed, ask the right questions, and work with your doctor to find the safest options for you. With that in mind, let's move on to the next medication that could be affecting your memory. And this one might surprise you. 3. Statins, cholesterol-lowering drugs. If you're one of the millions of people taking a statin like Lipitor, Crestor, or Zocor to manage cholesterol, you've probably heard about their heart benefits. And it's true, they can be life-saving for many people. But here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. Statins also lower cholesterol in your brain. Now, why does that matter? Because your brain needs cholesterol to function properly. It helps form connections between nerve cells and keeps your memory sharp. Some studies have found that people on statins report more brain fog, forgetfulness, and even confusion. Now, does that mean you should stop taking your statin? Not necessarily, but if you've noticed changes in your memory since starting one, it's worth bringing up with your doctor. In some cases, they might adjust your dosage or explore other ways to support heart health without such a strong impact on your brain. 4. Proton pump inhibitors, PPIs for acid reflux and heartburn. This next one is a real eye-opener, especially if you've ever taken something like Nexium, Prilosec, or Prevacid for acid reflux or heartburn. These medications, known as proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs, are incredibly common, but research suggests that long-term use could be linked to memory problems and even an increased risk of dementia. Why? Well, PPIs reduce stomach acid, which is great for heartburn, but not so great for absorbing essential nutrients like vitamin B12 and magnesium, both of which are critical for brain health. Over time, deficiencies in these nutrients can lead to memory issues, fatigue, and even nerve damage. Now, if you've been relying on PPIs for years, don't panic. There are other ways to manage acid reflux, like eating smaller meals, avoiding trigger foods, or even trying natural remedies like apple cider vinegar, though always check with your doctor first. The key is to find a balance that keeps you comfortable without putting your memory at risk. You know, it's amazing how something as simple as a heartburn pill could have such a big impact on your brain. But that's why we're talking about this today, because when you know what to watch for, you can take steps to protect yourself. And that brings us to our final medication, one that's often overlooked but could be quietly affecting your memory in ways you'd never expect. You know, when we started this conversation, I'll bet some of you thought, I take one of those medications. Could it really be affecting my memory? And if that's you, I hope you're feeling empowered, not alarmed, because the whole point of this is to help you take charge of your health. Now let's talk about the last medication on our list, one that's especially important. 5. Over-the-counter sleep aids, like diphenhydramine. How many times have you reached for an over-the-counter sleep aid like Benadryl, Tylenol PM, or Unisom thinking, it's just a little something to help me rest. No big deal? I get it. When you're staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., you just want relief. But here's the truth. Many of these nighttime pills contain an anticholinergic drug called diphenhydramine, the same type of medication we talked about earlier that blocks crucial brain chemicals. What's worse? Because these are over-the-counter, people assume they're safe for long-term use, but research shows that frequent use can lead to memory fog, confusion, and even a higher risk of dementia down the road. Now, does that mean you should suffer through sleepless nights? Absolutely not. But there are safer ways to improve sleep, like cutting back on caffeine, keeping a regular bedtime routine, or even trying natural options like chamomile tea or magnesium. And if insomnia is a real struggle, talk to your doctor about alternatives. Bringing it all together. So let's take a deep breath and recap what we've covered. 1. Benzodiazepines, like Xanax or Valium, can shrink memory centers in the brain when used long-term. 2. Anticholinergic drugs, found in allergy meds, bladder control pills, and some antidepressants, block brain chemicals essential for memory. 3. Statins, cholesterol medications, may reduce brain cholesterol, leading to foggy thinking. 4. Proton pump inhibitors, like Nexium or Prilosec, can cause nutrient deficiencies that harm memory. 5. Over-the-counter sleep aids, like Benadryl or Tylenol PM, contain anticholinergics that disrupt brain function. Now, if you're taking any of these, please don't just stop them on your own. The key is to talk to your doctor. Bring up your concerns, ask if there are safer alternatives, and work together to find a solution that protects both your physical health and your precious memories. A final word of encouragement. Friends, getting older doesn't have to mean losing your sharpness. Sure, we might misplace our glasses now and then. I do it all the time. But with the right knowledge, we can make choices that keep our minds clear and our memories strong. So if you got value from this video, do me a favor. Hit that like button so others can find it too. And if you've ever noticed memory changes after starting a medication, share your story in the comments below. Your experience could help someone else. Most importantly, don't let this information worry you. Let it empower you. You've got the wisdom of a lifetime. And now, here's to staying sharp, staying curious, and living your best life at any age. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.